Harris, what's the new facility? I guess you've only been here 12 months, but to go from the old to the new, how is the setup now, do you think?
Yeah, massive step up. I think obviously equipment-wise, got the major sponsor, well not the major sponsor, but we've got all sort of the one company. So yeah, it's really good to sort of improve in that area. I know probably a little bit old-fashioned, the old gym setup, but yeah, now we're sort of new high-tech sort of stuff, which is good.
So it feels a bit more of a professional setup. I guess the club's sort of catching up with the rest of the comp a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. This is a massive step forward, I think, for the club to get the new gym facility. I think, I mean, all the branding and all that, all the line stuff in here, it's really good. And yeah, it is a pretty professional environment, I guess.
How have you found it, Stef? Like, you've obviously been at another club before, you've come up here and it's a bit of an old setup, and now you've just revamped it.
Yeah.
It sort of brings the club a bit more into line with...
Yeah, it does. It's probably given the weights guys or the weights coaches an opportunity to design it from the bottom up. So they were kind of able to minimise it a little bit and create a bit of space in the middle. We've got 6 squat racks. 6 or 7? 6 squat racks, which is where we do the bulk of our work. So we had a lot of accessory machines before that probably taking up a bit of space. So it's a lot more professional at the moment, yeah.
Harris, you look like you've taken advantage of it. You've put on a few kilos in the off season. I'm assuming that's sort of been a focus for you.
Yeah, I've put on a few kilograms, which is obviously it's good coming back after the off season to be able to utilise that and use the new gym. So yeah, it's sort of a bit of a blessing in disguise, the new gym and what happened.
How much muscle or how much weight have you put on?
I've put on about 4 kilos. So.
Yeah, and where is that in terms of how far you want to get to?
Yeah, obviously you sort of don't want to chuck it on all too quickly, otherwise your body breaks down. But yeah, going along right. Just keep trying to build that strength and yeah, get hopefully up to where Stef reaches one day.
Off such a good first season, the club already seems to be using you as like a bit of a beacon, like you're in the odd bit of advertising here and there. Like, do you feel like there's quite a bit of expectation on you for someone that's so young and so early in your career?
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, yeah, they do sort of put me out there, which isn't really my personality, I guess. But yeah, I think I sort of just got to play it realistic and keep trying to build from week to week. And it would be nice to build on what I did last year. But yeah, it's been a good pre-season so far, and feel like I'm going all right. So.
How do you think you can advance your game in the second season?
I think maybe just use a bit more offensive ball use than that. So yeah, making sure I can work on short kicking that and getting the ball moving from the back half, which will help the team as a whole.
Just want to ask you about one of your first year guys, Josh Shackey. I think from what I heard, you spent a little bit of time on him in the practice match last week. So he's obviously going to be a lot of scrutiny on him being a high draft pick and being a key forward. What do you think people should expect out of him in his first year? Yeah,
I think obviously Shaq's he's been fantastic this pre-season, done really well, hasn't missed a hurdle. I think obviously the tall forwards do take time because it's a pretty tough position to play against when you're playing on blokes that have been in the system for 8 to 10 years, like some of the key defenders have been. So, I mean, obviously he will take time, but yeah, I mean, from early signs and from the practice match last week, even like he loves to have a run and jump at it. And yeah, I think the pressure shouldn't be so much on him, just to continually improve, and yeah, he'll go well.
What's his attributes? You've spent a little bit of time playing against him.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, he's got a really good engine for a big fella. His endurance work was really good, and he's just really quick off the mark. I think that's something that, as a key forward, it's really good because it's really hard for defenders to mark you. And yeah, just his movement. I mean, obviously he doesn't have the upper body strength at the moment to wrestle with a lot of the bigger guys, but yeah, if he keeps on the move, it's just going to be a lot easier for him.
So what have you looked at doing this year, Harris, I guess you might be playing a bit more of a primary key sort of defensive role this year. Do you think that will affect your game at all?
No, I think obviously Roger's going along pretty nicely right now, and Jace still lingering a little bit with the head injury, but yeah, I think once we get it all up and going as defenders, I think sort of similar role would be pretty good to play. I mean, playing as that third tall and then being able to come across third and just that 1.5 rule, I guess. But yeah, no, hopefully I can continue to build from last year.
Before a few to Stef. Stef, with your role this year, you've obviously lost Louis, so you've got one less ruckman at the club. There's a lot less rotations this year. How will that affect your game, do you think?
Make it a lot harder. Last year I probably if Louis wasn't there, I tended to play probably 95% game time anyway, so I've had a fair bit of exposure to it. It may be tough over 20 odd games for the season to keep backing up that sort of game time, but we'll get a chop out from a few blokes as well, so it's going to be harder on everyone, I think, not just the ruck spot.
Is that something you have spoken about as a club, or do you think you'll just have to see as the season goes, like the cumulative toll?
Well, we haven't talked about player management as such in terms of resting blokes for weeks in season yet, but we're running a lot more sort of volume in this pre-season, so I guess we're doing the work now so we can hopefully stand up to the extra demands on us this year. But I guess the week-to-week management will probably come when we start the season.
So is it the most running you've done in the pre-season?
Not for me. I had a slow start. I was coming off a knee surgery, so not for me personally. From hearing the boys talk, it sounds like they're doing a lot of volume. But yeah, I've been a little bit managed so far.
Just in terms of the club, there's been like a lot of re-signings lately, including you two guys. So there's a few left out there. Do you chat to those guys like Richie and Zorks and Greenie and give them a bit of a nudge to hurry up and
no, I think
join the crew?
I think it's fair to just let people make that decision on their own. I think you've got to give them space to think, and when the time's right, they can sign up if it's right for them. Well, that's for me. I don't talk to boys about that type of thing. I don't know if Harris does.
Yeah, I'll leave it to them. That's their decision, I guess.
How important would it be to you though, Stef? I'm sort of thinking you, Stef, you've committed for 4 years, and it's sort of, the latter stages of your career to get those other guys to sort of join.
I mean, when I signed up and we had Pierce and Robbo doing it at the same time, that was a real boost, and I would love to have that core group and the young guys signing on, just to know we've got that stability and we've got the group that's going to take us forwards. So if we can lock everyone away, obviously that's ideal. It's really invigorating for the older blokes like me. Yeah.
What's different this year? Why will you be better this year, do you think,
as a group? Well, we've got another pre-season of playing our game plan and practicing it. And another boring answer is that we've had another pre-season to practice our structures, which is the reality is it's probably as important as anything else, as important as your fitness or your skills. We've got blokes standing up in leadership roles like Harrow's voice on the track, and a few other young boys have come right out of their shell. And we're probably, our skill and efficiency is probably going to improve too this year with a lot of focus on that this pre-season. So, yeah, we've got a lot to improve on, but at least we know that, and we've been able to work on those things in this pre-season.